Hill relieved of his duties adds to the chaos for you and trade deadline coming up. What was it that put it over the edge and made it so you had to make the decision today or last night?
Well, certainly, we got off to a very good start this season, and we've had a bit of a hiccup over the past stretch of weeks. Certainly, we had some injuries in November and in early December, but over the recent weeks, we've had the majority of those players come back, but we just haven't seemed to regain the form that we displayed in the opening weeks of the season. So, after a lot of careful consideration, felt that it was appropriate to make this move and go in a different direction, and as such, we made the change.
Was it after the game last night or something that happened today?
No, you know what? It's just it's a process over the past number of weeks. Evaluating each and every night, and just felt that after the players came back, that we just didn't show that same form that we showed in the first 16 games of the season, that we was time to move in a different direction.
In terms of now the direction for the season, I know the trade deadline is looming. Does this change what the Petes are planning to do, or what you're planning to do in terms of buying, selling, staying pat? What's the approach? Does the removal of Jody Hull as the head coach change that?
No change whatsoever. I would reiterate that we are going to take the same approach that we do each and every year. We constantly are evaluating our players. We're constantly evaluating the rosters and players of other teams. And if there's a move that we feel we can make that is in the best interest of the Petes in the short term, but also making sure that it's going to help us down the road, then we'll investigate and make those types of moves. It's not a process that is a 2-week window. It's an ongoing process, and as such, if we feel in the next few days there's a move to be made that is going to help us here and now, and with an eye on the future, then we'll take advantage of those type of opportunities.
I know you can't speak to how Jody's feeling, but what was his reaction? How did that conversation go when it did come down to it?
Very professional. I have a great deal of respect for Jody as a coach, and I have even more respect for Jody as a person. When you spend as much time as he and I have together over the past number of years, you grow very close to one another. It was a decision that was not made lightly, and certainly Jody's put his heart and soul into his time as a member of our coaching staff. And certainly, he did everything to the fullest. Whether it be preparing for upcoming opponents, preparing for practice, reviewing video individually with players or collectively as a team. Jody put a great deal of time, effort, and energy into each one of those tasks. And so I know it's a difficult day for everybody, and Jody has a lot of my respect, both as a coach and as a person.
Now you look ahead to what you do have behind the bench right now. Does that mean Mike Duco is going to be taking a permanent spot on the bench the rest of the season?
I've met with Andrew Verner, who's going to take over as the interim head coach, and this has all been happened fairly quickly. I think Andrew's going to sit down with each of the coaches and talk about how we'll proceed, and Andrew's going to have the opportunity to utilize Mike and Derek as he sees best for the group moving forward as we look to push up the standings and prepare for the playoffs.
And I'm not sure if you would have taken a chance to speak with the players after the decision was made, and how was the news broken to them?
Yeah, I met with the players just before we made the announcement to let them know that we had made a change. I let them know that the direction we were heading for the immediate future, with Andrew being named as the interim head coach, and let them know. And then I know Andrew met with the players as well to talk about how he plans on proceeding here. Obviously, we've got a couple of big games coming up, one tomorrow in Ottawa, and then next week back here at home against Guelph. And we want to make sure that the players are focused and ready to go and perform at their optimum, so that we give ourselves the best opportunity to win.
In terms of their reaction to it, what was it when you did announce it to them, and how do you expect it to evolve?
Well, everybody is quiet. I mean, I don't think anybody's happy when things like this take place. Certainly, the players, have some ownership as well. We weren't playing as up to our capabilities individually and collectively as a team, and I think that the players have all admitted that. In recent times, for whatever reason, they haven't played and met their expectations as individual players, and they haven't played or met their expectations collectively as a team. We know what we're capable of achieving. Many of these players were here last year when we went on an extended run and had the success we did in the regular season and then into the playoffs. And these same players in our room now were the same players that started the year here when we were off to such a great start. And so we have the talent, we have the ability in the dressing room. It's a matter of making sure that we're ready to go each and every night. We're committed to playing the coach's systems, implementing an execution each and every game and each and every day at practice, at the gym, through preparation, getting better and being ready to play.